こんにちは、ジャパニーズアモのミサです。Hey guys! So last time I talked about strange things Japanese people do, but today I would like to talk about things that surprise Japanese people when they go abroad. So I've spent quite a bit of time in Europe, so I will mainly talk about things that surprised me when I first visited Europe. But let me know what it's like in your country as well. Okay, 1番目、現金が使えないところが多い。現金が使えないところが多い。現金、cash、使う、to use、使える、can use、使えない、cannot use、ところ、places、多い。There are a lot of them. So there are a lot of places where you can't use cash. So Japan loves cash. So 日本人は現金が大好きです。コロナの影響でカードを使う日本人も増えましたけど、まだ現金を使う日本人の方が多いです。So make sure to prepare some cash in yen、when you go to Japan. 次、2番目。公衆トイレは有料。公衆トイレは有料。So, 公衆 or 公共 means public. 公衆トイレ、is public bathrooms,、public toilets. 有料 means お金を払わなきゃいけない。So you have to pay. So it costs, right? It's not free. So you should remember these words and kanji because you will see them everywhere in Japan. So 有料 means costs money and 無料 means it's free of charge. Japanese people say 無料 or ただ when they talk about things that are free. So when you see parking lots, 駐車場, you'd see the sign that says 有料. It costs money to park. So 公衆トイレ。なんで有料なの? Why? I understand why. Like, yeah, you have to keep them clean and toilet papers are not free. But because toilets are usually free everywhere in Japan, that surprised me. びっくりしました。日本はコンビニにもショッピングモールにも駅にもだいたいトイレがあって無料で使えます。So you can use toilets for free. Whilst in Europe, it depends on the country in Europe as well. But in some countries, you have to pay for public bathrooms, even in shopping malls. And that really shocked me. In some museums, you have to pay for the bathrooms after paying for the tickets. So that's too much. Like the tickets cost a lot of money already and then you have to pay for the toilets inside. And it's the public toilets in Germany look quite futuristic. The ones where the seats rotate and clean the seats. It's kind of cool, but still, I would like to pee for free. 次、3番目。食器洗い機がある家が多い。食器洗い機がある家が多い。So, 食器洗い機 or 食洗機 for short mean dishwashers. And yeah, there are a lot of houses that have dishwashers. And it's great. It's brilliant. Japan really should have it. But usually in Japan, dishwashers can be only found in restaurants. So when they have to wash a lot of dishes, then they use 食器洗い機 or 食洗機 But in normal houses, unless you're quite rich, even rich people don't have dishwashers in Japan. And you can buy a dishwasher in Japan, but they are quite small. So yeah, not the same. 同じじゃない。But I would say Japanese people are very good at washing dishes, or at least like we really care about how clean dishes are. It's just a different way, but a lot of my friends from the UK would fill the sink up with water and then wash dishes, and then they don't really care if a bit of soap is left on the dishes, whilst that would drive Japanese people crazy. Like, we hate that. Japanese people don't really fill the sink up with water. We just like scrub the dishes first, then rinse them off with water, like under running water. And we usually have a draining rack. So that's like, we just place the dishes there and yeah, dry them that way. So I've heard a few stories where a Japanese person dating somebody outside of Japan, and they argue about the way to wash dishes. It's like such a small thing, but can really upset Japanese people, like soap on dishes. Like, no. 次、4番目。乾燥機で服を乾かす人が多い。So, 乾燥機 or 衣類乾燥機, dryers, but like the dryers that dry clothes or towels. Again, not many people have that machine in Japan. Like, people would think Japan is super futuristic. Everything is done by machines. But we wash dishes ourselves. Like, we don't have dishwasher. We don't have dryers. So, yeah, it's surprising, right? Yeah, we don't really have dryers. I think maybe because it takes up space in the house, and also, I don't know, I think it's so common to just dry clothes outside. 日本では服を外に干すのが普通です。So, 干す means to hang out, to dry. So yeah, it doesn't matter if you're drying like duvet covers, like something big, we just hang them outside. And if you say doraya in Japanese, people usually think of hair dryer. So hair dryer, we say doraya. We don't always say hair dryer. We just say doraya. So if you ask your Japanese host, like, do you have a dryer? They would just bring you the hair dryer. Like, we are not telling you to dry the clothes with the hair dryer. We just, yeah, that's what we think automatically. Okay, 次、5番目。Not everyone does this, but this really shocked me. I've seen people eat and drink things inside the supermarket before they pay. So that's like theft in Japan. So don't do that in Japan. Like, it's okay. Like, I don't care what you do outside of Japan if it's okay in your country, but in Japan you shouldn't do it. Definitely don't. スーパーでもコンビニでも払う前に飲んだり食べたりしちゃダメです。日本でね。日本で払う前に飲んだり食べたりしちゃダメです。Not everyone does it, of course. In the UK, I've seen people do that. So, do you do it? Is it considered okay in your country? Okay, 6番目、最後。Most people probably know this, but Japanese people don't really hug. Hugging is just not a part of our culture. I personally like it, but not many people do that in Japan. It's very intimate, you know? So I think Japanese people do like it because we are lonely. Like Japanese people probably don't mind it when somebody outside of Japan does it to them. They wouldn't say no. But it's definitely not a Japanese thing. Hugging. Like, I accidentally hugged my friends in Japan and they were like, 何してんの? Like, what are you doing? They were genuinely confused. Like, this is weird. Like, it's okay to touch somebody's arms or like shoulders, right? But like, full-on hugging is not very common in Japan. 日本人はハグしません。日本人はあんまりボディタッチしません。本当に付き合ってる人とかとだけ。Like, you'd see people standing with the sign that says free hugs in Shibuya, but not many people go for it. I think it's difficult to do that even in places like New York City, but in Japan that's even harder. Like nobody wants a free hug from a stranger. Like friends, maybe. Strangers, no way. Alright, that's it for today. I hope you've learned some new vocabulary. And thank you so much for always supporting me. I noticed that some of you followed me on Coffee as well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you for always leaving nice comments. And yeah, just like watching my videos. Just, yeah. I love you all. じゃあまたね。バイバイ。